to welcome you to our first in-person concert since 2019. And boys and girls, we are so proud of you, and we know you're going to be just terrific. That warm-up was wonderful. And Mr. Stidnicki, thank you so much for what you've done with our children and their musical talents. And without further ado, we will start the show.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. It feels completely surreal. As we've, like Mrs. Ford says, this is our first concert in our building in 2 years. I'm thinking, is this actually happening? The way that our students up here on the stage have persevered with over half of a year of Zoom lessons is not a great way to start, for sure. And these students have a sense of grit, mindset, and just a sense of perseverance and wanting to do well. So while we may be smaller in numbers, as you can hear just from our little warm-up that we had, we are mighty. And I can say that all of these students up here have worked so hard in such hard, trying times. And, you know, the moments where it was difficult for me to find my own motivation staring at a Zoom screen, these students up here kept me wanting to keep logging in, working with them, and being able to work with them in person this year has just been such a joy. It's been so nice. So thank you all for being here, sharing in this moment. This feels like a very momentous occasion to be able to do this. And finally, have some sense of normalcy. It looks kind of weird with masks everywhere, but I understand the whole reasoning behind that. And, you know, thank you for doing everything that you are doing to help keep each other safe, as well as our students. So our first tune that we have for you, we have 2 tunes prepared for you. The first one, as you can imagine, with the name Gingerbread Men on Parade. It's going to sound kind of like a march. If you want to think about, I don't know, you just got done baking some fresh gingerbread cookies. They come out of the oven, you let them out to cool off, and then as you leave to go and do other things, they start to come alive and dance around the kitchen before in time for you to come back in. First song is Gingerbread Men on Parade by Len Orsino. Before we go on to some solos, if you have not seen, or if you're a chorus parent and you didn't get the message, our song that we're going to end with, called I Jingle, the reason why it's called I Jingle is because you get to participate. So if you have a smart device, which I would assume, I think most of us do, there are some free apps that are pretty good at making some music. So if you have an iPhone, if you wouldn't mind getting yourself an app called Jingle Plus, Jingle with a plus sign. And for Google Play Store, there's a bunch of different options. There's one called Santa Sleigh, Christmas Bells 3D, Sleigh Bells Ring, and Christmas Jingle Bells. So I invite you to help us get into the spirit of the holiday season and participate along. But before we do that, we have 3 soloists that we are going to feature for you. The first one is going to be Audrey playing Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Next, we'll have Lily play Up on a Housetop. And now we will have Matthew play O Come, Emmanuel. Take a moment just to say thank you to a whole bunch of people, and I know I always forget someone even though I make a list, so if I forget someone, I hope they're out there and they'll forgive me. Our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Steinhoff, our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Kaminka, our principal here, Mrs. Ford, Mrs. Szynski, and the entire custodial staff, our front office, Mrs. Farmer and Mrs. Melkuhn, all of our PTL families, you guys as the families and supporters of our community, my colleagues, both my music department friends, but also all the grade level teachers that I work with here at Coebourn. But last but not least, again, these students are awesome, and they are the reason why I get excited to come to work and work with them every Wednesday, which I get to see them. So thank you so much, all those people who help make music come alive and allow for us to have such a wonderful activity in our schools. Next is I Jingle, Larry Clark. So get out all your their jingles ready. I hear them ready. Good. So we're going to do a short little introduction. Sounds like Deck the Hall, and then we'll all bring in. And then at one point, and we could probably try this, there's a part in the center where it asks for us to divide. Now, usually we have an aisle in the middle, so it's easier to say left side, right side. But I'm just going to gesture. If you feel like you're on the left side, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go back and forth so we can see which side is the loudest. Let's try that. So the left side, four in a row. 1, 2, here you go, and 1, 2. Then the right side, 1, 2, 3. Then the left side, 1, 2, 3. And then the right side, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. You have a great sense of rhythm. I appreciate it. You're all honored A band members. This is I Jingle. an elementary band concert. It's better than watching all these tiny little bubbles or windows. We had Let's Go Band in the spring, and I thought it would be nice to do a quick Let's Go Band to final up before our chorus. So this is Let's Go Band. All right, here we go. Let's go Band. 1,
apart, but I am so proud of each and every one of you for getting up here and singing tonight. Let's give them a big round of applause. It has been so joyful to come back and actually sing with a choir. If you have a fifth grader up here that was in choir last year, you know we all were at home and videotaping ourselves, and it wasn't as fun. So I am so thankful to be back and singing live again with all of your wonderful children. And I'd just like to say thanks again for all of your hard work. But of course, they wouldn't be here without you, so thank you so much for supporting music education here at Coebourn and at Pendelco. I know that it brings joy for me, but it also brings joy for all of them. So let's give your families and friends a big round of applause. And of course, all of the wonderful staff here at Coebourn, especially Mrs. Ford, our fearless leader. We're so thankful that we're such a great community here, and as a lifelong Brookhaven resident, I know what that community really means to us all. So I'm so thankful for all the support here at school and, as I said, at home. We have one more song for you, and I believe our special guest is getting ready in the back. So I'm going to go check on our special guest, and Audrey's going to come up and tell us about the last two.
Before we sing our final song of the evening, we would like to take time to thank our wonderful piano accompanist, Ms. Vincent, for playing for us this year. Our final song is a Pendelco favorite, Must Be Santa. It is our tradition to invite any Coebourn graduates to come up and join us for this final song. Thank you again for joining us. We wish you a happy holiday.
Once again, thank you, families and parents, for coming out. Boys and girls, that was just amazing. Wonderful. It makes my heart so warm to get all of you sitting here in person. Thank you, Ms. O'Kane, for all of your work with this program. And also, thank you to Ms. Vincent for coming and always playing for us, and we really appreciate your time. You're 15 too. Thank you. And to our band, you were outstanding. And Mr. Sidnicki, thank you, Mr. Sidnicki, and parents. I hope that made your heart warm. I know our hearts are just filled with joy. We were all so excited to have our kids sing in person, and I know they were all very excited, and they just sounded wonderful, didn't they? That's all, right? They were just awesome. So thank you. Everybody have a fabulous holiday season. And again, thank you, Ms. O'Kane, Ms. Vincent, and thank you, boys and girls, for all of your hard work. Because, wow, you put on a show tonight. Good job.